for our guests. And here, I salute our guests on internet that will be looking at this at some particular point. Dames en heren, ook namens Anneke Smelik, de oprichter van het Rosanna Fund, heet ik jullie van harte welkom aan de eerste uitreiking van Rosanna. En bijzondere welkom aan de bestuurleden, we hebben een paar hier van de fonds, en natuurlijk bijzonder welkom aan de eerste Rosanna winnaar, maar ik ga straks terug. De Rosanna Fund was in 2014 opgericht toen ik 60 werd. Het is een geestelijk legaat dat Anneke Smelik en ik aan de Utrecht Universiteit gedaan hebben. Maar we willen niet wachten tot het eind van onze leven om te beginnen onze solidariteit met de jongere generatie van vrouwelijke studenten en onderzoekers te tonen. Dus we zijn ouder. Met veel ondersteuning van de Universiteitsfonds, van de UAF en donaties van particulieren en organisaties, we zijn tot vandaag hier gekomen. Meer over de doelen en structuur van de Rosanna Fund kunnen jullie, als het goed is, in de brochure lezen. Jullie zitten erop, denk ik. Een mooie nieuwe brochure. En ook jullie zullen niet meer horen van de andere sprekers. De brochure, alsjeblieft, we hebben veel meer van de brochure. Jullie kunnen bij de deur vinden. En we hebben jullie help nodig om een beetje disseminatie te doen. Dus pak een paar als jullie hier weggaan en help ons met de bekendheid van Rosanna groter te maken. De belangrijkste boodschap van de Rosanna Fund is dat vrouwen moeten andere vrouwen ondersteunen. Solidariteit moet echt concreet worden als het emancipatieproces langzaam maar zeker doorgaat, ook in de universiteit. Diversiteit betreft niet alleen het genderperspectief, maar ook de dimensie van internationalisering, inclusief migratie. Daarom hebben Anneke Smelik en ik bewust gekozen als de eerste vrouw die de Rosanna-beurs ontvangt, een vluchtelingenstudent die jarenlang in Nederland woont en studeert. We willen een sterk en helder signaal uitspreken. Rosanna Fund en de Universiteit Utrecht staan open voor right minds, better future. Om vrouwen te ondersteunen, willen wij vrouwen van alle klassen, etniciteiten en culturele achtergrond, omdat we geloven dat excellence is without frontiers. En excellence without frontiers is eigenlijk onze motto van Rosanna. Ik bedank jullie al voor jullie steun. We hebben de machtingsformulier natuurlijk ook op de stoel gezeten. Pak mee en help ons. En ik ben heel blij dat we kunnen echt met Rosanna van start gaan. A quick summary for our friends here and abroad. It's an enormous joy to be able to launch officially the first award of the Rosanna Fund. We set up this fund 2 years ago as I reached the memorable age of 60. And it takes the form of a donation, a testament donation to the university, which will receive most of the fundings, of course, after our death. Touch wood, naturally. And we didn't want to wait until the end to get started. The process of helping, supporting the career of women, students and researchers is very urgent, now more than ever, with all the things that are happening. So we're making a modest but significant start, and we're launching an appeal immediately for more support, more donation to come in our direction. Considering the climate that we're in, politically and socially, we have chosen as the first recipient of the grant a student from a background of asylum and refugee story, a very successful story and a very bright student, more about her in a minute. But through this choice, we wanted to send a clear message to this society and to our friends abroad that solidarity must cut across all genders, classes, cultural backgrounds and ages. If we really truly believe in excellence, that excellence must be without frontiers. And this is exactly what the Rosanna Fund is trying to achieve. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you for following us live and online. And thank you, Professor Christina Slade, to be here representing all the English speakers, really, to support the fund. We are really very, very joyful that you're here. And if you wish to say something, I can give you the floor. Dus terug naar onze programma en naar snel door. We hebben hier één van onze bestuurleden, Misha Peters, Head of the Research Support Office in the Faculty of Law, Economics and Governance. Misha, welcome.
Thank you very much, Rosie. I'm very honored to speak here today on behalf of the board. We met as a board a couple of weeks ago, and what struck us when we were meeting was that for all of us present at that table, Rosie and Annika had some influence in our lives. And so for some of us, that were small things, for others, that were big things. For me, that was, to make it very personal, Rosie's influence started when I was a very young student here at Utrecht University, and I was here doing astronomy classes. I came here with the big dream that I had since I was a girl to become an astronomer. And I came here and was enormously unhappy in this very male-dominated environment that was physics, because astronomy is part of physics. And Rosie came one day to the physics department and gave a lecture. I cannot remember what it was all about, but I remember that I felt so empowered after that talk of Rosie that I decided to take control again of my life. I quit astronomy. I think probably not that very late, but not very soon after. I enrolled in liberal arts and sciences. And I think I wasn't even allowed in my first year to start with gender studies, but I did anyway, because I knew that was what I wanted to study. Well, that was just the first influence of Rosie in my life. Annika had a major influence later. I will not discuss that any further, because today is not about me, but today is about Rosie and Annika extending that influence on other people's lives with the Rosanna Fund. And I hope that all the women, and I think you are the first recipient of it, will feel that changing influence that Rosie and Annika had on all the board members that were present last time, that they had on me. Use it, be happy, be successful. I know academia can be a very tough environment, but with people like Rosie, like Annika, and a lot of people present here, you will get there. So.
A very welcome addition to the, thank you very much, Mr. Bishop, I'm overwhelmed by the fact and the praise. A very welcome addition to the program, Professor Christina Slade is going to take the floor.
How many of us ever use this Rosie when she tells us what to do? And in fact, I have to say, Michelle, I think Rosie when she was even. I think she was about 18 when I first saw her, but marvelous young woman. I think this issue of women, and particularly women at risk, in situations at risk, is one that we all have to take very seriously. And when I saw what Rosie and Annika so generously had thought of, it was very important for me. I suppose we all know and look across the world and say, is there someone I can help here or there, and work very hard to get a particular student, but we need to get systemic answers. And that's what Rosie and Annika are doing. And I should say that because of their example, I'm the Vice Chancellor of a really small university in England, and I went to try and do something myself. Now, the first group is what's called CARA. It was the group that was set up to look after mainly Jewish refugees in the Second World War. It was then the Council for Academic Refugees. It's now called the Council for At-Risk Refugees. And we've been doing a lot of work there, trying to make sure that we include particularly people. I've also been working around. So this influence matters and happens. And it isn't something that we can stop doing. You think to yourself, oh yes, things are better, but they never are. So can I just thank Rosie and Annika for setting this up, and I think it's important, and it's going to continue to be absolutely important for us all. So thank you, Rosie.
Thank you for that. Christina and I were university students together in Australia, so indeed, I'm not very bad. It's a pleasure to call to the floor Mariette Flipsilver, Relation Manager for the and who will speak in Dutch with a short summary in English again. Mariette, welcome.
Well, thank you, first of all, Rosie and Annika for the initiative to take to set up the Rosanna Fund. And we are tremendously proud to be the first beneficiary of the fund as the refugee and the Foundation for Refugee Students today. And I'm also very proud to not only stand here by myself, but to have two of our great students, one already finished long time ago, and one of our present students here at the University of Utrecht. So we're very happy that you took the initiative to also include refugee women into the fund. I will shortly tell you a little bit about the Foundation for Refugee Students. We're based here in Utrecht. We were set up in 1948 when the first Cold War refugees from Czechoslovakia fled to, amongst other countries, to the Netherlands. And the universities of the Netherlands said at that time, you know, we were still very close to the Second World War, with tremendous streams of refugees going through Europe at that time. We had the setup of the Bill of Rights, the refugee document in 1951. So it was a very turbulent time at that time too. And the universities took their responsibilities and said we need to do something for this group of students, and professors will come here and give them asylum also at our universities. So that was the beginning of the University Asylum Fund. If you ever wonder UAF, what it stands for, that's where it stands for. At this moment, at that time, we supported about a couple dozen students. At this time, we helped more than 2,600 refugees with studying here in higher education, all kinds of levels, all kinds of students. And I'm very proud to say that these are not mostly men, but we have a large group of women included. It's not completely even, but I think we're 60–40%, and I'm proud. I think that's a great thing that so many refugee women also stand up for their rights and for studying. And for most of them, it's obvious. It's not a question. Refugees are strong people, and we are confident every day and are very eager to start a new life here. And we have been supporting that effort through giving support, advice. Finding your way here in the Netherlands is not an easy task. Finding your way in the world of education is not an easy task. So we help students with that, and we support with financial support wherever that is necessary. So I'm very happy that you have included us in the Rosanna Fund. And it's a great joy that you not only support us by giving money, but also by advocating the issue so strongly that women refugees, it's very important that they find their way in the Netherlands. That we unite together to support them and give them a warm welcome in this kind of turbulent days. So thank you very much.
We have a 3-year agreement already signed up with the refugee organization, and the idea is, of course, to have next to the grant for refugee students a general grant, which we hope to set up in the course of the next year. It's a little bit more complicated in terms of the university procedure. The next step in the afternoon is the actual award, and I will switch back to Dutch for it. Het is een grote plezier om de eerste officiële Rosanna Grant Award aan onze artificial Haley Sophie. We moeten eerst voor de students van de ik wens veel succes met alles. Moeten wij ook gelijk kunnen presenteren. Het is de eerste keer, het is een historisch moment voor iedereen. Smile for the press. Mooi zo. En ik denk officieel gaan je checken aan de URF, omdat je hebt geen grote ruimte thuis. Namens onze ambassador. Atteke, dit is voor jou. Maak je welkom.
Hallo, ben ik heel blij dat ik hier ben. Ik kom uit Iran. Ik ben 17 jaar in Nederland. Van toen ik een kleine meisje was, wist ik dat ik wil gaan wiskunde worden. Ik had helaas die ruimte in mijn eigen land niet. Ik werd in mijn 16e jaar uitgeroepen en heb ik hierop gedaan. En ja, ik was met heel andere dingen bezig, of moest ik mee bezig zijn. Maar ik deed gewoon thuis allerlei sommetjes maken en wiskunde. En ja, 7 jaar geleden ben ik naar Nederland gekomen. En mijn kind was toen nog in Iran. En hier begon ik allereerst met gewoon Nederlandse taal. Dat was moeilijk. Het is wel gelukt. En ja, dan heb ik gewoon gaan studeren. Ik wist niet waar moest ik zijn, wat moest ik allemaal gaan regelen. Hoe moest ik gaan praten. Natuurlijk, het URF heeft mij hiermee echt geholpen. Echt, ik doe het met mijn lieve moeder. En altijd naast me stond en met alle vragen die ik had, kon ik naar URF en mijn vragen stellen en hulp krijgen. En daar ben ik echt blij mee. En ja, ik had geen vooropleiding bij in Nederland. Ik heb veel wiskunde A en wiskunde B gehaald. En daarna heb ik gelukkig teruggekomen 4 jaar geleden aan de wiskunde-studie aan de Universiteit Utrecht. En ja, en ik ben ook eigenlijk zelfstandige moeder, dus moet ik ook geen dingen met kinderen regelen. En daarnaast ook moet ik natuurlijk ook werken, want ik krijg geen studiefinanciering. Ik ben een beetje uit, dat wil ik niet maar ja, ik werk op dit moment bij Postactiva als wiskundeassistent. En geef ik ook bijlessen en ben ik ook mentor voor vluchtelingenstudenten bij ons. En geef ik ook vaktaal, wiskunde en natuurkunde. En werk ik ook bij Concorde als in-house tolk voor studenten. En ben echt blij mee dat ik zie echt, ja, je bent gewoon zelf bezig met je eigen leven, alles te regelen. En ik ook naar mijn bachelor naar master gaan en daarna PhD doen en lesgeven. Het is wel lang weg, dat ga ik zeker doen. Maar het is zo fijn om te zien, echt, er zijn zo lieve mensen die ook aan jou denken en willen jou ook helpen. Het is echt prachtig om te zien. Heel erg bedankt.
To summarize the rich and varied existence of a person that from the age of very young in youth wanted to study maths back in Iran, and for a number of reasons that didn't really seem possible. And she was very diplomatic over the circumstances, of course, that led her to flee the country and set up her existence in the Netherlands, where she now lives and works as a single mom, doing a variety of jobs, and mostly related to her passion for maths, studying Dutch, and then she speaks more fluently than most of us, and pursuing her dream of becoming a woman mathematician by studying at the mighty wonderful University of Utrecht. I couldn't think of a better choice for the beginning of our fund, and as I said, next year we hope to have 2, a refugee and a non-one. Are there any questions? People online, unfortunately, cannot. Vragen van de mensen hier aanwezig, ook voor ATP, voor Mariette en voor onze bestuur. Any questions for the people that are here for the first time about any question would actually help us focus on the aims and the working of the fund. So no question is irrelevant at this point. Also for ATP, there is a lot to say.
Ik
niemand wil iets zeggen of vragen, meer details over niks, alsjeblieft. Voor wie is het dan?
For you.
Voor jou, oké.
But the idea was to spend money we stuck in the fund, but most of the money will come later. What is the amount of money? How do you get the money now? What is this?
Well, the host, indeed, the capital will come after we're dead. We have made our will to the university. That's basically what we've done. Our lawyers and the university will sell the assets and the money will be distributed according to our will. And that's when the big money, whatever we have. In between, we decided that we wanted to set it up because it's not easy to set things up for women. The Universiteit Fund is the alumni foundation of Utrecht University. The alumni foundation is not as powerful in the Netherlands as it is in the USA. It's a new idea that the alumni actually help their alma mater. It's an idea that has to come because education has become very expensive, but it's a new idea. Until recently, for Europeans, education was a state priority, it was public, so you didn't give your money to education, you gave it to the church or to the football club, the two destinations of Dutch donations. So when I approached my 60th birthday and people asked me, what do you want for your birthday? I felt actually I would like to start the foundation. That's how we started. And now anybody who wants to make us happy, please don't buy us a gift, give it to Rosanna. We have a campaign of fundraising because we know that in my generation, the baby boomers, there are many professionals with or without children, but with disposable income, as we say in English. And we're all, as Christina Slade said, we're all worried about what we should do. We should do something. What do we do? And what I like about our fund is that it is run by the university. It's small, it's focused, it's contained. It is run by the university. We are getting it started now because people keep asking us, what do you want? And we say, money for Rosanna. And we would like also, in a sense, to send a message to people in our generation, say, come on, give. What are we doing with this? But it is a political message as well, intergenerational solidarity, and the question of refugees and the xenophobia, excellence without frontiers. We really are in this together. I think it's something that is coming, as Mr. said. I think it will become a trend, but for the moment it's still new. There are many other foundations for women in the world. The biggest one that everybody knows from the Netherlands is Mama Cash, which is a wonderful organization I support and give money to, but it is not for education. What I wanted to target was education and knowing how difficult and complicated it is going to get. I know from experience that so many of our asylum seekers and refugees are people with a really good level of education, sometimes with very high degrees. And it breaks my heart for them to come and start all over again. So I plan to get a lot more engaged, also talk to the rector and to the governance of the university to talk about transference of degrees and what we can do to create a truly global educational world. And I think it's the battle of my later years, which started with Rosanna. So that's a little bit the idea of this. And I think we're building up some, but as you see, we don't have large sums yet, but it will come.
In the budget, it says it's also meant for people who do PhD or postdoc, but now you support also students in the earlier phase.
Thank you for asking these questions. They're really very helpful. I hope everybody can follow them. We thought of the Rosanna Funds as supporting any level of education where our support can make a difference. We are basing it on the study of the career of women in science, which has the image of a pipeline that is leaking. It's called the leaky pipeline career of women in science. We lose the women, they leak out at motherhood, pregnancy, whenever that happens, they leak out. In between BA and MA, pre-MA, huge problem. Finish the MA, looking for a PhD. How long have you got on that one? We lose hundreds there. Also because of the biological clock, it's the times of pregnancy, so you don't know what to do with your life. Between PhD and postdoc, there, all the postdoc usually means traveling and moving. So we're trying to target the transition moment, working very closely with the university admission office. But that's a little bit more difficult. That's why we have to tune it in finally. And we only can really support candidates that have been accepted or pre-accepted by the Utrecht University, and then we can support them. And we cannot interfere with the admission procedure. So that's what we're working on in the next year. But we are open to different levels, provided that our grant can make a difference. We have identified the missing links, the moments where the women leak out of the career pipeline. But if anybody has other suggestions, that's what the board would be working on in the next year to fine-tune this so that we can have a selection procedure and have candidates and that actually, for whom actually this grant can make a difference. And every year there will be one reserved for a refugee student a priori, and we will select that together with a formidable machinery that is the UNF for a fantastic admission and selection procedure in place since 1948. Yeah, that's a very useful question also for the people who are listening to us to clarify the aims. And when the big money comes, then the machinery will be in place and we will smile from our clouds in the skies. Anything else? We are done. With many thanks to Green, who's in the background. You want to come and show your face, please, Green, and all the work that you've done to make this day possible. Thank you very much. On the university side, we have enormous support from the Office of the President and the University Board. And thank you very much. Thank you. And after the ceremony, we have tea, coffee, cakes, and many photos to come. So thank you for being here. Talk about Rosanna and stay for the photograph. Goodbye to the internet people.